Hi, I'm Felipa, and today is officially day 99 of my 365-day journey to complete reading this Bible. So we finally have everybody making it from Babylon to where they were taken, and the Jewish people are returned to Jerusalem, and the temple site for the Temple of God officially begins. There is a Feast of Tabernacles, daily burnt offerings, sin offerings, all as how it was written by Moses, the man of God, and also lots of money is given to the masons, their carpenters, and for the animals for these sacrifices. So this little section talks about the foundations of the temple, how they are laid with both joy and mourning. So lots of singing, lots of praise, lots of music. But it does say here that some of the ancient men who had seen the very first house of God built, they actually wept with a loud voice, but the noise of the weeping couldn't be heard from all the shouting and all the praise. So maybe just like a reflective moment for these individuals who were crying for everything that had transpired from the very first house of God that was built. Then there's the people's enemies who try to hinder the work. So it says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esar Haron king of Assur, which brought us up hither. But they are told, No, you are not of this, you're not of these people, you have nothing to do with us to build this house unto our God. We ourselves are doing this as the King Cyrus of Persia commanded us to. So this is where we start to see politics come into play a lot more. These people start making complaints, and essentially they make complaints onto Artaxerxes, king of Persia, and they write a letter saying, "Stop this building from taking place." And the decree of Artaxerxes stops the work on the temple, and he says, "You have to stop it." Because due to the politics, the people who were not involved in building the temple essentially said to the king, look at the history of what's happened when a temple like this has been built. Kings have been overthrown. These people are going to build this temple, build their walls. The king will not profit from any of it. If anything, these people will keep to themselves. And why should you as a king suffer? So he stops the building. Israel's leaders and prophets then continue rebuilding the temple somehow slowly. So this was in the second year of the reign of Darius, king of Persia, is how long the building ceased into. And they seek permission to rebuild from the new king of Persia, Darius. And they say to him, go into all of the records and look into what Cyrus, the king of Babylon, said in the first year. And he goes and looks at the records, and he says, yeah, behold, there is a decree of Cyrus the king to build this house. And he issues a commandment saying the Jewish people are to be supported. They're to be given, animals and gold and timber and anything that they need in order to keep building the house of God. And let them govern, let the elders and the Jews of this decree build the temple of God in his place. And the temple ends up being finished. The Passover is celebrated, and the children of Israel celebrate the building, and there's a dedication with a lot of sacrifices, as it was said in the commandments of God. And it says, "And the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land to seek the Lord God of Israel, did eat. So they keep the feast of unleavened bread, and they give thanks for the strength in their hands to the work of the house of God, the God of Israel." And so tomorrow is day 100, and I start on chapter 7, where Ezra travels to Jerusalem from Babylon. So the temple is done, and I will figure out what I will learn tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening.